Good morning, 11th students. Lesson number 6, Thermodynamics. Earlier I taught you in 3 parts. Today in part 4, I am teaching you. Already I told you in application this 6.21 work is omitted. I am starting with the application 6.22 entropy H. Okay, enthalpy. A useful new state function. So now, what is this useful new state function? Heat absorbed at constant volume. Heat absorbed at constant volume equal to change in the internal energy, that is delta U is equal to QV. Okay. Now, but most of the chemical reactions are carried out not at constant volume but in the flask or test tubes under constant atmospheric pressure. Okay, so we may write equation. See, 6.1 I taught you delta U is equal to Q plus W, and I taught you 4 terms: heat, positive, negative, work is done by the system or on the system. These 4 I earlier taught you. Okay, so this is the relation in 6.1. Starting of this equation is delta U is equal to Q plus W. Now in this way we may write delta U is equal to at constant pressure QP minus P delta V. Okay, so what is this QP? Delta U is equal to QV. Instead of this we will say QP minus, so where QP is, now QP is positive. Okay, so positive means heat is absorbed by the system, earlier I said you, and minus means P delta V means represents expansion work done by the system. So if the value is minus, work is done by the system, and QP means heat absorbed, endothermic reaction. Now we will consider the 2 stages, that is for initial state I am telling you 1, final state 2. So delta U is equal to QP minus P delta V. This is okay. Instead of this we can write delta U means UT minus U1 change. QP is same, minus P delta V means V2 minus V1. Delta, always you are knowing, no? Delta U is equal to UT minus U1. Delta V is equal to V2 minus V1. So here I am keeping QP, UT minus U1, P V2 will come here. See, UT minus U1 is equal to QP minus P V2 minus V1. I have to represent in QP, so I am keeping QP here, UT minus U1 plus P V2 minus V1 come to this side. Okay, so I am opening this UT minus U1 plus PV2 minus PV1. So U2 and PV2 we will write that. Okay, so minus I will open here, minus is common, U1 minus PV1. So this is final equation. This equation is 6.6. Now we define another thermodynamically function, the enthalpy, H. Okay, H is equal to U plus PV, 6.7. So equation 6.6 become, I taught you 6.6, this equation which I derived here. Okay, so we can write QP is equal to H2 minus H1 is equal to delta H. See, H is equal to U delta H is equal to H2 minus H1 is equal to delta H, QP. So here I derived QP. So instead of this we can write H2 and minus we can write H1 because H2 is equal to U2 plus U plus PV. So in two stages I can write instead of this H2 minus H1. Okay, so this is called delta H. So QP is equal to delta H. Although function Q is path independent function, H is a state function because it depends on U, P and V, all of which are state functions. So delta H is independent of path. So QP is also independent of path. We can write 6.7 equation. This 6 point enthalpy terms, I can write delta H is equal to delta U plus delta PV. Okay, since P is a state function, since P is constant here, we can write delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V. This is equation 6.8. Okay. Again I am repeating. See, delta H is equal to H2 minus H1. Instead of H2 we can write U2 plus PV2. So we can write delta U plus P delta V. When heat is absorbed by the system at constant pressure, actually we are measuring change in enthalpy. Change in enthalpy. So delta H is equal to QP, heat absorbed by the system at constant pressure. Delta H is equal to negative, earlier as I told you for Q, negative for exothermic reactions which evolve, heat is liberated during the reaction. Delta H is positive for the endothermic reaction which absorb heat from the surroundings, means we are supplying. Here it is coming, here we are supplying. So negative and positive earlier I taught you, like that delta H. Now at constant volume, delta V is equal to 0, so QU is equal to QV, delta H is equal to delta U is equal to QV. Now for another, already in earlier lesson I taught you gas constant equation, that is PV is equal to nRT. So P delta V, change in the volume, P delta V is equal to delta N for the gas constant nRT. This equation is 6.9, delta change. Now instead of P delta V we can write delta H is equal to, in delta nRT, by putting this value P delta V is equal to, in this equation we can write delta H is equal to delta U plus delta nRT. This equation is 6.10. Now our next topic is, then there is a problem 6.5. If water vapor is assumed to be perfect gas, molar enthalpy change for vaporization of 1 mole of water at 1 bar and 100 degrees Celsius is 41 kilojoule per mole. Calculate the internal energy when 1 mole of water is vaporized at 1 bar pressure. So the given condition, the change of H2O liquid to gas is given. Delta H is equal to, we will apply this equation and the value as given we will put this. Our next topic is extensive and intensive property. Now what is extensive and intensive property? In thermodynamics, a distinction is made between extensive and intensive properties. Now what is extensive? An extensive property means whose values depend on the quantity or size of the matter present in the system. If I am taking 2 gram, if I am taking 2 ml, if I am taking 100 ml. So mass means less mass, less weight, volume, internal energy, enthalpy, heat capacity are extensive property. Now what is intensive property? Means which do not depend on the quantity or size of the matter property. Example, temperature, density, pressure, etc. Okay. Now I will explain you more with these examples. A molar property, Xm, is the value of an extensive property where X of the system for 1 mole of the substance. If N is the amount of matter, Xm is equal to X upon N, where it is independent of amount of matter. Let us understand distinction between the two. a gas enclosed in a container of volume V and temperature T as shown in 6.6a, a gas at volume and temperature. Here we are keeping. Now let us make a partition such that volume is halved of each part. See, okay, so volume half, temperature. Now we will measure that now has 1/2 of the original volume V upon 2, but the temperature will still remain the same, that is temperature. It is clear that volume is extensive property and T is an intensive property. Okay students, so today I taught you in my lecture enthalpy HA, a useful new state function, and extensive and intensive property. Now afterwards heat capacity is omitted. The relation between Cp and Cv is omitted. 6.3 measurement of N, delta U and delta H calorimeter is omitted. 6.3 all. We will start from 6.4 enthalpy change in our next lecture. Okay students.